Do you still want to turn around and fight in Abu Dhabi?
We'll see what they say. I'm ready always, so no injuries. Thanks, God.
Who do you think is the most deserving contender to challenge you for that belt first?
I don't care about these things, bro. I just, where they gives the money, I fight anyone.
He had said all fight week he wants to turn around and fight in Abu Dhabi. Is that something you would consider, or do you feel like with the heavyweight title already on that card, like he maybe?
I just had a kid fight Tuesday and wanted to turn around and come here. I would Abu Dhabi. I would definitely consider.
Yeah, and I mean, so many great potential contenders right now, right? We had the great fluffy win, Reinier de Ridder. We have a huge fight in Paris. Are you just kind of waiting for the Paris one and then maybe see the lay of the land of who could be next?
I'm waiting for Tuesday, and then I'll. But yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, I believe I'm a very big challenge for him. I'm interested to see what happens in the fight, of course. But if I get taken down, perfect. If I take him down, perfect. If we're still standing, also great. I think I have a good chance of doing well in this fight. And I really hope we can get it done.
Khamzat Chimaev's dominant title victory at UFC 319. Challenger Reinier de Ridder stepped forward with a bold message. Send me the contract. The Dutch Knight made it clear he wants the newly crowned champion. And remarkably, Chimaev responded. Taking to social media, the undefeated Chechen wrote simply, RDR crossbones. A cryptic but unmistakable acknowledgement of de Ridder's challenge. This exchange has set the stage for what could be the most intriguing matchup in the UFC middleweight division. But as the dust settles on Chimaev's coronation, the question on everyone's mind is simple. Who's next?
I was wrong about Khamzat Chimaev. It's too late to say, I'm sorry. But what were the three keys to Khamzat Chimaev in order for him to become victorious? You know what? It all goes back down to the entry. How's that? Khamzat gets in, but he's really smoking that lead hand to get close and then penetrating for his shot. As he would take DDP down, his legs were always active. He was always controlling the legs up top, but more importantly, guys, he was lateral with his opponent. A little bit what Kamaru Usman did against Buckley and just controlled and ground and pound. And let's not forget him sliding into that crucifix. But then three, it was in the all-fours position that Khamzat controlled the hips, locked his hands with the S-grip, and then using his head. And then DDP could not do nothing for here because he was carrying his weight. And every time it went down, guys, it was going back down to being active with the legs and then turning it back into the crucifix. What's next for a guy like Khamzat Chimaev? I like that fight between him and RDR, the UFC killer. Maybe that knee will get through. Or let's talk about that gas tank with Fluffy Hernandez. Guys, either way, you guys comment below. I may just damn debate you. Who's next for Khamzat Chimaev? And this episode is brought to you by the one and only Jimmy Bars, the gluten-free bar that is out in stores nationwide. So you have to make sure to go local Walmart or go to jimmybars.com and get your damn Jimmy on. I'm out!
But first, let's set the scene of how we got here. At UFC 319 this past Saturday in Chicago, Khamzat Chimaev delivered one of the most dominant championship performances in recent memory. The undefeated Chechen fighter dismantled former champion Dricus du Plessis over 25 grueling minutes, taking virtually no damage while securing his place atop the 185-pound throne. The numbers tell the complete story. 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time, 12 successful takedowns, and a unanimous 50-44 scorecard that could have easily been wider. UFC commentator Joe Rogan, who was cage-side for the historic performance, didn't mince words about what he witnessed. What we didn't expect was Chimaev's ability to do that for 25 minutes. That was mind-blowing.
In the future.
Absolutely. Reinier de Ridder in particular, given his ability to grapple on the ground and, and also his ability to land shots standing, particularly that knee that he lands.
That knee is nasty.
Experience.
His experience.
He throws those combinations with that long lead-in knee.
With his professional record now standing at a perfect 15-0, Chimaev has made it clear he wants to stay active. After fighting only 3 times in the past 3 years due to various setbacks, the new champion is hungry for a quick turnaround, specifically targeting UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi this October. In the aftermath of such a dominant display, you might expect potential challengers to think twice. Instead, several UFC middleweights have stepped forward, each believing they have what it takes to hand Chimaev his first career loss.
I will. Once he shot on my legs, because he gonna shoot in the very first seconds on the fight. I know that. I'm gonna block his head over here, right here, and knees, back, knees.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna move my legs.
Yes, look at this. This is incredible. Yes, yes.
On his head, his ugly head. I'm gonna do that and move back, dun, and the fight gonna keep him on the feet, and he gonna get exhausted. We're gonna move for the second. He gonna try again, but then he gonna be slowly, a little bit slowly,
Tired.
then tired.
Yes.
Not so fast.
Yes.
Like in the very first. I gonna start to hit him on his head and the body. Bam!
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that speed.
Bam!
Levels. Yes. Oh, teeth.
This.
Yes. Right
This.
to the stomach, to the chest. Yeah.
Horrible for
Anderson
fight. We're
Silva.
gonna want to shoot you. You know, he will never know because he knew I have knees for him. I have tips. And then, look, big guy, even he put me down, man, he will not keep me dead.
yeah.
I will get up as soon as my butt hit the ground. Bam!
Paulo Costa, never one to back down from controversy, had perhaps the most colorful response. The Brazilian, who has a well-documented feud with Chimaev, laid out his game plan with typical Costa confidence. This is pretty easy. He'll come, feint some punch, and shoot instantly on my legs. After 1 minute, maybe 1.5, he will be exhausted. Then I'm going to hit his belly as much as I can until I see he wants to give up. But Costa wasn't finished there. The former title challenger also criticized Chimaev's fighting style, calling it horrible and claiming it has the potential to kill this business.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that speed. Levels. Yes. Oh, teeth.
This.
Yes. Right
This.
to the stomach, to the chest. Yeah.
Horrible for
Anderson
fight. We're
Silva.
gonna want to shoot you. You know, he will never know because he knew I have knees for him. I have tips. And then, look, big guy, even he put me down, man, he will not keep me dead.
yeah.
I will get up as soon as my butt hit the ground. Bam!
However, while Costa talks a big game from his position as the division's 12th ranked contender, there's another name that has caught both the champion's attention and that of UFC analysts, a name that represents a much more realistic and intriguing challenge. Enter Reinier de Ridder, the 34-year-old Dutch fighter known as the Dutch Knight. Unlike the other challengers making noise, de Ridder has earned his shot through performance, not just talk.
Realistically, how many fights away do you think you are before you'll get that title shot?
So hopefully I get out without any damage. Hopefully I choke him out in a spectacular fashion. Maybe quick turnaround again. It's time for a top 5 guy. That would be amazing. I would like to go to the top as quick as possible. I'm open to taking like short notice stuff as well. I think it might be sooner than we think. There might be an opportunity this year.
Currently ranked 5th in the division, de Ridder has been perfect since joining the UFC, going 4-0 with 3 finishes. His most impressive victory came just this past July when he defeated former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker in the main event of UFC on ABC 9 in Abu Dhabi. But here's what makes this story particularly interesting. Khamzat Chimaev himself has taken notice. In a cryptic but telling social media post, the new champion wrote simply, RDR, crossbones, clearly referencing de Ridder by his initials. De Ridder's response was immediate and enthusiastic. When asked about fighting Chimaev at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi, he didn't hesitate. 100%. Yeah, I'll 100% be ready. I'm still in shape. I didn't stop training.
Yeah, I'll be 100% ready. I'm still in shape. I didn't stop training. I did eat a little bit too much, but I can adjust that very quickly as well. And I will 100% be ready for that opportunity.
The confidence isn't misplaced. De Ridder brings a unique skill set that many believe could trouble Chimaev. As a former 2 Division I championship title holder and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, he possesses the grappling credentials to potentially match Chimaev on the ground. So why is de Ridder being singled out as Chimaev's biggest threat? The answer comes from some very credible sources. Joe Rogan, during the UFC 319 broadcast, specifically named De Ridder as the man who could trouble the new champion. De Ridder, in particular, given his ability to grapple on the ground and also his ability to land shots standing, his toughness, his experience, he throws those combinations with that long lead-in knee. He's interesting.
There are a lot of guys who can really grapple, Joe, at the top of that division. So some exciting fights beckon in the future.
Absolutely. Reinier De Ridder in particular, given his ability to grapple on the ground and, and also his ability to land shots standing, particularly that knee that he lands.
That knee is nasty.
Experience.
His toughness, experience.
He throws those combinations with that long lead-in knee. He's interesting.
But perhaps the most telling endorsement comes from Robert Whittaker, the man who was quickly submitted by Chimaev at UFC 308, but who went on to lose a hard-fought decision to De Ridder. When asked who poses the biggest threat to Chimaev, Whittaker's answer was immediate. De Ridder. I think De Ridder's got a good shot because I think the person who has given Chimaev the closest fight has been Gilbert Burns. That was because Chimaev was respectful and cautious of Gilbert's jiu-jitsu game, and De Ridder is a ground player. De Ridder himself believes his grappling would be the difference, stating, "I have some sneaky stuff from the bottom. I can really make it hard on him once I put him on the back."
I've seen Volk and now JDM get up. I want that fairy tale ending.
Your next fight was announced. It is you against Reinier De Ridder at UFC Abu Dhabi Fight Night Main Event, July 27th.
The beginning of the year, I took some time off after Christmas. Got back into training, started working with the team, told my manager, speak to him, tell him I'm looking for late June, early July. Let's get something. No, and I was also kind of mentioning Strickland at the time. They came back to me and said, Strickland has only just getting back into training. We can try and get that fight to happen, but we don't know when it'll happen. We don't know. But Delize, this is just after Delize had that good win. And they said, but Delize's ready and willing. And I was like, done. I thought I was getting ready for late June, which was in Baku. But then they started slotting that cut up. And then they said, actually, hold tight. Things are moving. Weeks go by. I'm still training, prepping for it. But it's hard because I haven't signed anything. Nothing's happened. And then literally 4 days ago, RDR, main event, Abu Dhabi. I was like, what happened to the other one?
So what happened to Roman?
I don't know what happened to anything. He's not in the top 10 yet, but he just beat Bo Nickel. He's a good, hard fight. Let's do it. July's a good time. Done. I don't want to fight forever. I've got a couple of years left in my career. I want that fairy tale ending, especially after seeing Volk and now JDM get up. I want that fairy tale ending. Work my way up to the title, win the belt, and sail off into the sunset. That's the dream I'm pushing and fighting for right now.
While Nasruddin Imavov and Caio Baralho are scheduled to fight on September 7th in what many consider a title eliminator, the timeline may work in De Ridder's favor. Chimaev's desire for a quick October turnaround in Abu Dhabi could rule out the winner of that bout, who may not have enough time to recover and prepare. De Ridder sees this as his opportunity to sneak by and secure the title shot, and with his recent form and the champion's apparent interest, it's looking increasingly likely.
What's up, guys? I'm here in Chicago, UFC 319. My weight class division, the title fight. I'll be the next one because I think Khamzat will win, and I'll be the next one to stop their woe. Let's go, Chicago. I see you soon.
As we've seen throughout UFC history, new champions often face their toughest tests not from the fighters everyone expects, but from the stylistic puzzles that present unique challenges. In Reinier De Ridder, Khamzat Chimaev may have found exactly that kind of puzzle. A tall, crafty grappler with the confidence of a former two-division champion and the skills to potentially make the Chechen's perfect record a thing of the past. Will we see this intriguing matchup come to fruition at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The middleweight division has never been more exciting. That's all for now from the world of MMA, and we'll see you next time.